how's living evolved in
It's
recent
still the same thing, because people really combine their work and their home life much more than they did before. And that was accelerated over the last 3 or 4 years, to the point where some people don't even have an office anymore. Some people don't go to work. They just change room or change table, or I don't know, maybe they work from their bed. But it's meant that people spend a lot more time at home, basically, and people spend a lot of time at home when they couldn't go to work, thinking about their home and thinking what changes they want to make to their home, and started buying things. So there's an acceleration in buying home furniture, which was fantastic for all of us.
I think that because of that fact, because people are staying at home much more, the home has to do so many different things that it used to have to do. And I think principally the thing that we've seen since we've been working is the way that the distinctive rooms in the home have gone so much more, and actually people are living in a much more open space, which has already had a degree of multifunctionality, but today has to work incredibly hard for people who, have different phases of the day at home, integrating different functions. So work, getting the kids to school, I don't know, like having a Zoom call, thinking about evening, having friends over, so it has to completely change and adapt over the day. And that's the one thing that's changed a lot since we've been working and since we've been traveling to Italy.
I mean, as we all know, the climate is changing, and generally speaking, places are getting warmer. And so people are spending more time either outdoors or kind of, if you have a terrace, people that maybe didn't use it so much are starting to use it more. People are definitely requiring more outside space. So when they're buying apartments now, certainly even in London, believe it or not, people want outside space for sure. Even if it's a tiny apartment, all the new ones that are being built, they all have a tiny balcony, terrace or whatever on the side. So I think that's sort of changed from an indoor space and an outdoor space is blurring a bit. So people want this kind of door that can open or slide it, so you have an indoor and outdoor combined space. I mean, that's definitely one thing.
I guess the other thing is that property prices are going up. People are probably living in smaller places in urban environments. And so it's also important for us to think about not necessarily huge objects, which are expressing comfort and kind of like a landscape feel. Maybe it's more about creating objects which can offer comfort in a compact space and flexibility. And as Ed was saying, the transversal ability to be inside and outside is really important. I think the Salone has been the central place to define the future of how we live. Certainly since we were at university in the 80s, 90s. It has been for a very long time. It's the one place that people refer to and go to see what's happening, what to expect in the future. And I think it's probably, it's without doubt the most important place for companies to actually preview and show their visions of the future. So it's as important as it was when we were at school to herald new innovations and inventions in how we live today and tomorrow.
See you at Salone del Mobile 2024.